Hello everyone, my name is Dr. N. Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence Data Science, SNS College of Technology. In this lecture series, we are going to see the difference between generative AI models and discriminative AI models. So let us see one by one. So see this one, first one, see the image is shown in the right side. First one is we have shown the cat image in that inside that image. So in the first one, we can identify that whether it is a cat or something else. With the help of that some models, we can easily identify this is belongs to the cat category. The second one that based on that we have created a something new. So how it is possible? So if we understand these two things, we can easily understand what is the difference between discriminative model and generative AI models. So first one can tell what is this. The second one, it create new things. Using that, create a something new. So this is the basic two things. Okay, we'll see one by one. Yeah, so what are discriminative models? So first we can understand. So the main goal of discriminative AI model is classify or predict labels for input data. If we give the input for that, it can predict the labels or classify the labels. How it can learn? Decision boundaries separating different classes. Based on that, it start to function. So what are the tasks it perform is the classification, regression, prediction. So the example for a discriminative AI models are logistics regression, support vector missions. Many standard neural networks are the best example for the discriminative AI models. So output is structured labels, scores, possibilities. These are all the example of the discriminative models. Here I am showing one simple example. The email I'm showing here, it can predict whether it is a spam or not. So it can predict only that. So this is a one simple example and the best example for a discriminative AI models. Yeah, so next we are going to see what are the generative models. So what is a generative AI models? The main goal of generative AI models is create a new data instance that resemble training data. For an example, it can be an image, it can be a text, it can be an audio. So we can create a new things. How it can learn? The underlying probability distribution of the entire data set. Based on that, it can generate. So what are the main tasks of this particular model is creation, simulation, then content generation. These are all the main tasks of this generative AI models. So the next thing is what are the some examples of the generative AI models are the large language models, that is a chat GPT, generative adversarial networks, that is a GAN, then variational autoencoders, VAEs, the short name for the variational autoencoder. So these are all the some of the examples of the generative models. Yeah, so this is with the help of this simple diagram, we can easily understand the difference between discriminative and generative. So see the first one, discriminative, which class does this belongs to? That's all. This is the main use of the discriminative. Whether the given image is whether it is a cat or dog. So the whether given email is whether it is a spam or not. So that is a use of discriminative. So for a generative AI, how can I generate something like this? So that is called as a generative. Based on this, how to generate it? So one predicts, discriminative model predicts, other generative model creates something. This is a in technical perspective. How can we classify these two things? So that is showed in this particular slide. This is I already informed So now I am again recalling what are the some real world examples of the discriminative models and generative models. Discriminative models, I already told, it identify the patterns, classify the data. The best examples of the discriminative models are spam detection, face recognition, disease classification. Whereas generative models, it create a new data. The best example are ChatGPT, then DALL-E, then music generation. So these are all the examples, real world example. What are the example that we are using? Here I'm showing that, that's all. Yeah, so I'm taking a case study. Usually I done in each and every classes. So here I mentioned one problem, automated grading and content creation needed. So this is I need. So how to generate this particular one? Okay, so that is a problem. Yeah, next we are going to see what are the strength and weaknesses of the both these two models. If we are using a discriminative model, it is a fast and accurate, and it has a limited creativity. With the help of that example, we can easily understand this one. Whereas generative model has a highly creative. Yes, we can create some new content. Even in a chat GPT, if we give one singular test, it create a paragraph. Okay, so it create a new content. So the weakness of this particular model, generative models, are the risk of hallucination. Yeah, when to use these two models? If classification are needed, you go for a discriminative. If you want to create any new content, you must use a generative AI. But nowadays, the modern system can combine both these two concepts. Okay, I hope everyone understand these two models. If you have any doubts, comment on the comment section. Thank you.